The Anatomy Coloring Book by Wynn Caput and Lawrence M. Elson. Yeah. The Anatomy Coloring Book. Whoop whoop. Flip through some of these pages, like always. And currently we are on plate 5, Organization of the Body, Tissues / Connective Tissue. Part 1. Okay, let's try to do this right. Come on. Suspense. Fail. Oh well. It's out. Alright, so organization of the body, tissues, connective tissue. We are on part 1. I'll start coloring that in. This purple color. The several varieties of connective tissue, blood, connective tissue proper, and the supporting tissues of cartilage and bone, serve to connect, support, and bind body structures together. All the epithelial tissues, every single muscle cell, every vessel, every peripheral nerve, down to every single axon, is ensheathed with connective tissue fibers. Every bone in the body and all the joints among them consist of connective tissues. The components of connective tissues are all basically the same: cells and fibers enmeshed in a ground substance or matrix. The constitution of the carbohydrate protein matrix at the microscopic level appears to be without organized structure, amorphous. The ratio of cells to fibers and or the density of the matrix determine connective tissue types. For example, blood lymph has a fluid density with many cells and no fibers. Bone, on the other hand, has a granite-like density with a mineralized matrix, few cells, and many fibers. In all connective tissue except cartilage, there are many blood vessels and nerve processes, and perhaps some lymphatic vessels as well. These are not generally shown in these plates. The semi-diagrammatic drawings we are coloring here are views of various connective tissues, magnified 200 to 500 times beyond their natural size. Microscopes are required to see such structure, and the tissues are generally stained or colored with certain dyes to differentiate one structure from another. A section of unstained tissues taken from the body would appear colorless. The outline of the structure would be vague, and the detail of the structure would be quite difficult to see. And I'm coloring all these terms in. Loose areola, I've colored in red. Fibroblasts, A. I've colored in a light green color. Microphages, B. I've colored in purple. Fat cell, C. I've colored in a teal type color. Plasma cell, D. I've colored in an orange color. Collagen fibers, E. That is in a magenta type color. And elastic fibers, F. I've colored in this bluish color. So right now I will go ahead and color in the fibroblasts. There are a few of them here. And now the macrophages. the fat cell. That's in a teal type color. And right now I'm coloring in the plasma cell. And now we're going to get at these collagen fibers. So loose connective tissues is characterized by a viscous matrix, many cells of several varieties, and a loose irregular arrangement of fibers. The cells of this tissue include fibroblasts, which secrete the collagen and elastic fibers, macrophages, which engulf bacteria, cell debris, and other foreign matter, fat cells, which store fat, and plasma cells, lymphocytes, and other white blood cells, all of which defend the body against invasion by microorganisms and other foreign material. The fluid matrix provides a vehicle for the movement of cells from one area to another within the loose areolar tissue. The fibers, which make up most of the tissue's mass, consist of linkages of protein that have great tensile strength, collagen, or inherent flexibility with capacity for recoil, elastin. Loose connective tissue is found under the skin as superficial fascia, supporting the epithelia of the body's viscera and cavities, and filling potential spaces throughout the body wall and limbs. So this category right here is the adipose, and I've colored that in red. The fat cells we're going to color in a yellow color, which is C. Nucleus will be colored in pink, G. Lipid droplets, that will be in a yellow orangey shade. The reticular fibers will be in blue. And the capillaries, J, that we will color in green. So we have a couple fibroblasts in here, and we're going to color that in. And we're going to go ahead and color in that fat cell. Well, it's more than one, so we're going to color in the fat cells. But adipose tissue, fat cells, is a metabolically active tissue that stores fat, a type of lipid, and releases it in response to a variety of nervous and hormonal stimuli. This role of storing potential fuel for metabolic functions is highly significant. Fat cells may also be able to convert carbohydrates into fat. Adipose tissue is found on the surface of certain viscera, in serous membranes, in bone marrow, and in loose connective tissue, especially in superficial fascia under the skin. In addition to its metabolic role, adipose tissue acts as an insulator, helping to maintain a constant body temperature and a protective padding in certain locations. And right now I'm coloring in the rectangular fibers in blue. So now we're down here to dense, regular, fibrous tissue. That category right there. The dense fibrous tissues consist of masses of collagenous fibers arranged in parallel, regular, or interwoven into a dense matting, irregular. Fibroblasts are interspersed among the fibers. Regularly arranged fibrous tissue has great tensile strength, resistance to pulling forces, and makes up ligaments and tendons. And right now I'm going to go ahead and color in the collagen fibers in this pink color. But as we already know, these wouldn't actually be this color because it would be colorless. The outline of the structure would be vague and the detail of the structure would be quite difficult to see. Hence why under microscopes magnified at 200 to 500 times, they can see it with dye. But we use color here. We use color. We use pink. So these collagen fibers are being colored in, and the fibroblasts, we will color in this teal sea green color. And now we're down to the fourth category, dense irregular fibrous tissue. Irregular fibrous tissue encapsulates certain organs, cartilage, bone, and supports the epithelial layer of the skin and dermis. Very restricted cell movement is permitted among these dense masses of fibers. So I guess the difference, not I guess, but the difference between dense regular fibrous tissue and dense irregular fibrous tissue is that irregular fibrous tissue has elastic fibers and very restrictive cell movement is permitted among these dense masses of fibers. So that makes sense. We're going to go ahead and color in the collagen fibers, pink, magenta. The fibroblasts will be in that same seafoam green color. Fibroblasts are interspersed among the fibers. Regularly arranged fibrous tissue has great tensile strength, resistance to pulling forces, and makes up ligaments and tendons. But we are currently coloring dense irregular fibrous tissue. Color in these elastic fibers. And these fibroblasts. Let's switch that up. Before I was coloring the fibroblast, and now I'm currently coloring in the elastic fibers. Of course, the fibers look more stringy. The fibroblasts have that particular shape to them. Done, done, done. So pretty. So pretty when it's finished, right? Yay! Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. See you soon. Bye.